Hey guys, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create this cool grain gradient mesh effect in Illustrator CC. So on Instagram the other day, I did a carousel and I showed people how to do this quick tutorial. And I'm going to show you how to do it in this tutorial, and I'm going to make it very quick and fun for you. So this is what I made in Illustrator. As you can see, it's actually super fun. Got a bit of a grain effect, got a gradient mesh going on, and added some blur effects. And you can probably do this in Photoshop, but in Illustrator, it's super easy because Illustrator actually has Photoshop effects as well. So I made an artboard here, just got a simple black background. Love playing with black, it's just a lot of fun. So you first, what you want to do, press M, and I'm going to draw a box. You can do a circle if you want, or a square, whatever. And beautiful. So I've got my box here. I'm just going to make it my orange color. Then I'm going to go to Object on the top left menu, and you want to go down to Create Gradient Mesh. It's about quarter way down. I'm going to click on that, and then what you have is a box that will pop up. You can change the rows. So maybe I want 8 rows. Maybe I want 2 columns. So you can play around with how you want that to look. So there's no right or wrong way. You can play with more. If you add more, it's probably better because you get more points to actually play with, which is good. So I usually do, 6 is all right. Leave it on flat. You can obviously change things like this, and you'll see the effect there, which is cool. But I'm just going to leave it on flat for now and click OK. Now, what I love to do now is you got all these anchor points. So if I press A on my keyboard, I can click on a point and then I can color it. So I'm going to left click on my swatches panel, and you can see I've got my yellow color there. I can go through here and start to add these yellow colors. I'm going to make it more organic, so I'm just going to sporadically add them. I'm not going to do it on every single point. I can select multiple points. For example, if I want to select the edges and click yellow, you can see how it adds the yellow there, which is really cool. So I love just playing around and then going and adding a whole bunch of different colors, which is beautiful. I'll then add some different colors. So maybe I want to do like some lighter areas, which is really cool, instead of just the yellow ones. And typically I'll try and connect so it sort of has like a nice flow to it, as you can see there. Maybe these ones, just like that. Really cool. So if I'm happy with this, what I can actually do is start to play around with some of the anchor points. So a cool trick is, what you want to do is you want to click on this, and basically you just want to move it around. And you can see how I can bend the lines. It's actually going to make it look really interesting. So I can use the handles. I can play with the handles like this. Even if I want to move like the edges or whatever, I can just play around and try and get like some interesting shapes going. I can move whole sections. So if you click within a cell, you can actually move a whole cell, which is cool. So you can see here we're already getting some interesting shapes with the gradients there. If I delete a point, you can see it will change that area or get rid of that color there, which is interesting if I want to leave that out. So that's just a cool trick to know as well. But I love playing around with the handles and just really just like bending things and just morphing stuff to the way I want it. There's no right way to do it. The best thing is just experimentation, but you'll get better with it, and you can mess around with different colors and make it interesting and a whole bunch of different stuff. But this method is really great if you want to do like experimental backgrounds or different stuff like that. Cool, I think that's awesome. I'm just going to add some more colors. So I have a little bit of a red color here. And I'm just going to add a bit of this pink. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's looking really cool. Awesome. So we've got the basic. Now what I can do, I'm going to select it, go to Effect, go down to Texture and click on Grain. Now usually when it comes to grain, I don't like to add too much of it. If I zoom in, you can see how much detail it is. As you can see there, at the moment I try and keep contrast around 50, and then the intensity, I don't want to go too high. Typically I just go maybe 10, 15, 20, probably max, but I keep it on the lower end. I think that looks good. I'm going to press OK, and now we've sort of got a nice grain effect, which is really cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, then I'll go back to Effect. You want to go down to Blur in the Photoshop Effects section. And what I want to do is actually click radial blur. Now, once I click on this, you'll get a box of options and you can play around with it. The best results I found was by using good. If you do best, the shape becomes a little bit different. You can do the zoom method or the spin. I typically leave it on spin, and the amount you can play with it, right? So I'm gonna go around like 20 and press OK and then see what it looks like. And then boom, we've got this really, really nice effect going on. You got the grain sort of dispersing out and just making it like weird and wonky. And like we could use this as a, you know, a background or something and put text. Like I just think that looks really cool. I can play around, but this is mainly how you do the effect. I'm just gonna Control Z and I'll show you what the other radial blur effect can do as well. So I'll go back to effect, go blur, radial blur, and we'll go with the zoom one, and I'm just gonna press OK. And you can see it mainly blurs the edges out like it's zooming out. So it gives it like a nice blur slash fade feather effect. So that's an interesting one too, but I think for this effect, I think the radial one works really nice. I can do best and I'll put the amount maybe 30. Press OK. Let's go back, try it again. Forgot to change it to spin. And I'll put on best just so I can show you what it looks like. So you can see best, it doesn't really show the grain as much as doing it on good. So for me, I like doing blur, radial, put it on good, and then the spin, you know, do it as much as you want. Let's try 50 this time, press OK. And like that looks pretty cool. We could then start masking things if you want. You know, you can still move stuff around, which is really cool. So I can still play around if I'm not liking stuff here. If I want to change the colors, make it a bit better. Like this down here looks really cool. Like look at that, that's pretty dope. I want to delete, see if I'll delete the edge. Okay, that doesn't work because it's expanded. Cool, I'm getting some really cool effects right now. So just by playing around 5 minutes, you can get some really interesting things happening here. The only thing I don't like about this effect is sometimes it looks a bit straight on here. So I would probably make a mask and, you know, get rid of the sharp edges, but I think it's all right. So that's how you create this cool, you know, background effect using the gradient mesh tool. Gradient mesh tool is amazing for gradients and just having a good time with that. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, because I post creative tutorials and design tips every week. And if you're a student that wants to grow and learn as a designer, you can actually check over 20 Skillshare courses on my channel. So if you go to Skillshare, type Jeremy Mura, you can check out a whole bunch of my courses. I've got things on brand identity, Illustrator Masterclass, logo design mastery, a whole bunch of different classes. So if you want to learn as a graphic designer, definitely check it out. I'll put a link in the bio below. So thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate your time, and I'll see you in the next video.